Good afternoon. Welcome back. Kent Bain, 9 Business Group and Elevate Your Business Spotlight interview. We have Brandt joining us today. Brandt is with Simba Transload. That doesn't sound very exciting, but more importantly, Brandt, please introduce us and tell us what is exciting about your business and what you guys do. Welcome.
Yeah, so my name is Brandt Trimble. I'm the CEO. It's a family business, started right here in central Alberta. My father brought me into it at a very young age. I never specify the age itself for his sake, but I've been around my industry for a very long time. And I have to say that's why I keep going is I feel like it's my duty or my goal or passion to preserve my father's legacy for what he's done for the industry and what he continues to do. I mean, that guy will never probably retire. But the company, what it exists to do is to transload commodities and our meaning, interfacing with rail cars is what we mostly do. So if that commodity comes in by rail, we unload it, get it going on a truck, put it into storage. We facilitate that transaction and all the regulatory compliance aspects that and government bodies that jurisdiction over us. We have to fulfill all those duties. And so, we exist in that world. We partner with customers. We partner with the railroads themselves or our customers to develop these assets to help facilitate something that the economy or the industry needs.
Very good. Thank you. Your business now, per se, Dad sounds like he's still around. But
Yeah.
in the time that you've been in the business, what has been the biggest challenge you've had to face and overcome?
My biggest challenge was, hey, my father was always very well supportive of me and my sister in anything that we wanted to do. If it was sports, if it was schooling, if it was anything in life, he never ever would push us in a certain direction. He just wanted us to succeed and be passionate about what we do. And so it took me a long time to be okay with, hey, I do want to, work alongside my dad day in, day out. Hey, this is what we want to do with the business. And I think the challenge to get there took me a lot longer than probably others around me hoped for. Even during COVID, I was still wrestling with, hey, do I really want to do this and accept this? I'm good at it. It's natural. It's inherited, I guess. But to actually take it on, grow it, and develop it, my father even still rallied behind me and still does to this day with what this is going to look like, right? And I would say the last 3 years in particular, that challenge of me accepting, kind of taking more of the day-to-day on, letting my father be my father and do what he's good at and what he's passionate about and enable him to do that has helped me come to accept that as well. And at the same time, have that sounding board to be able to, hey, we want to go this direction. This is what we need to focus on and be more strategic. That's where maybe my skill set lies better. And so that challenge to get there, to get through that thought process, accept this is what I want to do when I want to grow up, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But yeah,
Why do you think it took so long? A couple questions, and you can pick any one of them.
yeah.
Why do you think it took so long? Maybe another question is, what was the fear, hesitancy in leaning into the family business? And I ask it because you're
Yeah.
not the first, nor will you be the last second generation business owner.
Yeah.
Some of second generation business owners get thrust upon us, and we just take it on. Sounds like
Yeah.
you made a conscious choice, but it took a bit. So, what was the
Yeah.
reluctancy or the fear or hesitation to lean into it?
Oh, it's my father's legacy. When people want to talk to my father, right? They didn't want to talk to me. So a lot of the meetings, a lot of the challenges that I had was, hey, my father is really good. Don't get me wrong. He is brilliant. He is the guy that you want in your room and in your corner when it comes to our industry. Um, but I had a voice too. I had something to say. Hey, I'm not as smart as my father, but hey, I do know a lot of what I know, and and you got to trust me. Like if my father's not there, you got to trust me. So that challenge of just going into meetings after meetings after meetings and trying to figure this out, it's like nobody trusted me until my father stamped the approval on it, right? So I think that was a lot of hesitancy is like, do I want to keep on fighting this? Do I want to always keep on proving myself? Do I always want to have that challenge where it's kind of frustrating? Like, hey, you got to extend that level of trust that, hey, I'm not just Marvin's son. I just I didn't just get this because I didn't just inherit it. Like I've been a student of my father's. I've sat beside him. I've went through the ups and downs with him through all these facilities, all these startups, all these, challenges that the customers he was advising on or the terminals that we would try to figure out. I was right there too. And so I do have a perspective and have the knowledge to help you out. It's draining, right? Like if you always have to be, always justifying yourself, why fight that battle? Maybe I should just go my own direction and make my own thing, right? But I've carved out my path. That's where I think like I reference to where we were talking about before is why did it take so long? Why did I just had to get that confidence and not demand the respect, but walk in it that I know what I know. If you want me to help you, I'm here. If not, hey, I'll go work and focus my attention on what I can control and what I can do because that gives me life, that gives me meaning, it keeps me passionate, and keeps me engaged, right?
How was the transition from, I think what you said, your dad's name is Marvin, from Marvin to you in the eyes of the team? And
Yeah.
how was that received or transitioned? And was it harder than you thought or maybe easier than you thought?
From our team's perspective, I mean, my team knows who I am. Like I didn't have to justify
Okay.
myself with, right? I would go out in the field. I've done every aspect of the job. So I think that's where I've earned the trust and of my management to employees or whatnot. I've loaded a car. I've worked the 12-hour, 16-hour shifts. I was in, minus 40 in Saskatchewan, loading a rail car, just fighting with equipment to get it done. But also they've seen my progression too on the regulatory compliance, interfacing with customers, interfacing with government jurisdictions when it comes to how do we get these approvals. So that was easy for transition. It was always the customer. It was always, hey, I'm not the grayest hair person in the room. And yes, I was young and when I was going into these meetings, um, I think there was a stigmatism, right? That, hey, a young guy doesn't know enough yet. He needs more years of experience. That's always been a stigmatism in my industry in particular, that, yeah, gray hair justified a seat at the table. Well, for me, it wasn't, right? So employees, management, understanding the vision, the strategy, um, I think it's been harder for me than for them, right? Where I need to let them go. I need to let them thrive, need to let them, see what they're capable of doing so that, hey, I can enjoy what this company has been and is and and also see others thrive and succeed. I mean, that's why we have this business. Yeah, we want to make money. I think most business owners want to make money, but at the heart of it, I think any small or medium-sized business owner that's a family business, you created it for the people that you surround yourself with. And without them, what are we doing this for? Like I want to see my people provide for their families, be successful, be passionate. I think the last 4 years alone, mental health aspect, the struggles that people have had to go through and endure from being isolated, and also those that maybe like that, well, it was too isolating even for them, and it caused a lot of just hurt and damage and fear, that I don't think people need to wrestle with, right? And that's why businesses exist, is we facilitate an opportunity. We want to see people thrive, and in every business decision that we make, that sometimes if we financially might not win on this, but as a personal and growth and opportunity to set us up for a future acquisition or successful story or case on a job opportunity, um, we'll win in the end, right? We trust that. So
Love it. That is great. Now looking back, if you think about the greatest lesson you've learned, that thing that you wish you would have been able to tell yourself at 16 or 20 when you took over the helms, that maybe took you too long to learn or just wasn't ready to learn, or maybe it came at you late. What is that one thing you wish you could go back and tell your younger self, do this sooner, figure it out sooner, it'll make your life easier?
It's always a weird question for me. I don't like to live in the past of like, I wish, like it's never been a good thing for me personally. Like, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done this better or done this instead. I find that very non-productive for myself. I know maybe some others would thrive in that. If I were to tell myself younger, is just, you know, just keep absorbing everything that you go through. Whatever life is, like, just keep going through it. And that's what I'm fortunate that I just had a father that just would allow me to live my life, learn through my experiences, knowing that he was there to support me whenever I stumbled or fell, and go to that. So I would just say, at times I maybe would have pushed or resisted that support and tried to be more self-sufficient, but it's the people around you that actually make you successful. It's the people that you surround yourself that allow you to be a better person, a better decision maker. They can't make the decisions for you, but they can always be there to prop you up. And, like I said, when it comes to business and that life, I'm fortunate that I had somebody, and still do, to always go to. So never, I resisted my father for a while on just that, hey, like, or not resisted, but just took advantage of it, right? And I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. I should have been more grateful for it. So.
Fair enough. Thank you for your honesty. If there was a pirate in your business, what would they be stealing?
This might be arrogant, but it would take a lot for them to be able to steal the knowledge, the experience, the years. If we were a newer company coming into our industry, then I would be a little bit more fearful, but it would take a lot, right? To know what we know, have the acumen to speak to what we know, have the history and understanding of what we know. You can't steal it. What they could steal is just our our reputation, right? If they came in and tried to, spread rumors, misinformation, that's what I would say would expose us, right? I especially, like, when I think about where we want to go in the future, it might ruffle some feathers of some of our customers, because we want to grow and expand, and some of them might not like what we become. And so how do I portray that message? How do I make sure that, hey, we're still the same people that we want to be. We're still here for the industry and what that is, but I just don't want somebody to misinform about who we are and our reputation. And I think that's would be detrimental to us if somebody tried to change that messaging.
Fantastic. I guess the last parting comment is, where can people go to find more information about what you guys do, who you are?
Yeah, you can go to our website, simbatranso.ca. We're also getting more present on social media. Our industry doesn't always want to flash what we do, because we do handle some dangerous goods. We got to be cognitive of our industry and what we do. But yeah, our website's a great place. Our phone number and everything's on there. You can ask for more information. My LinkedIn page is always a great place to come and connect with me and see what I'm up to, and what my team's up to. We're starting to be more prevalent there too. So we'll put more messaging, more branding out there on that. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandt. Appreciate the answers. Love the insight on multi-generation businesses. Lots to learn in there for sure. And thanks for your honesty. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.